Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni truly care about the fandom because of what they have been teasing and hinting to the fans as of late, especially when it comes to what's in store for Mando Season 3, Season 4, and Ahsoka, and exactly how it's going to change the events of something very special for fans. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, Jon Favreau, he's been really on the top of his game of teasing everything from Mando 4, Mando 3, Ahsoka this past week, and it's been a really exciting time. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, we're just days away from the official debut of the third season of Mando, which, by the way, is going to be 8 episodes again. Mando 4 is going to be a little bit longer. They're aiming to get this to become like 10 to 11 episodes long. They want to make it a longer series eventually, so that's good news. But the thing about this, too, is what Favreau had to tease about what's in stock for Mando, for Ahsoka, and for all of the other upcoming Star Wars shows, and how it's going to change something drastically. And Favreau was able to supply a couple of teases as to exactly what he means behind all of this, so let's dive right into that. Now, we already know that Jon and Dave are all about running things by George Lucas first, and getting the okay on things, and making sure that it's okay by him. Which is exactly why I feel very reassured when it comes to everything that Jon and Dave are doing with their choices and decisions that they are making for all these upcoming shows, mind you. So, beyond that, what's even all the more exciting is exactly what Jon Favreau had to say about how Mando 3 and 4, as well as Ahsoka, is going to have a big effect on a huge Star Wars movie. Let's tap into it. Now, with Disney and Lucasfilm getting ready to make big announcements at Celebration this year, however, in a recent interview that Jon Favreau took part in, he went on to actually promote both Mando 3 and 4. He went on to tease something substantial for the future of Star Wars and the Mandoverse. Favreau went on to state the following: "Myself and Dave are all about revelations from here on in, with our upcoming installments. We believe that it's time for fans to get that sense of surprise and shock again. What I can hint to fans is that we are completely reinventing and changing how you are about to see Revenge of the Sith, and this is going to impact all characters like Anakin, Mace Windu, Palpatine, and others that faced Order 66 and just before it happened also. We wanted to make sure that we were not overstepping, so we checked in with George, and he couldn't be more excited about what we are putting together for fans. Many of the events that you see in Revenge of the Sith is going to have a completely different meaning and view from fans once you all watch Mando Season 3, 4, and our upcoming Ahsoka series that we are releasing later this year." So let me just stop right here for a second. Now, obviously, I believe what he's alluding to are all the flashbacks that we're going to be getting in Mando 3, and especially, by the way, in Mando 4, which is said to be very flashback heavy. And then as far as Ahsoka goes, that's going to be tied more so to the world between worlds, as well as flashbacks in addition. So, I think what's really going on here, since we did get that little Order 66 snippet in the trailer of Mando 3, it probably has a lot to do with that, because he even kind of just teased right there that it has a lot to do with Order 66, but it's going to have a lot to do with how it's going to change our view of the characters of Anakin, Palpatine, Mace, and others out there, even like Ahsoka. And I think that Jon Favreau, what he's trying to do is that he's really trying to kind of add more value to the prequels, and that's exactly why he ran things up by George Lucas, and why George Lucas gave it the okay. Even George himself has been involved in this for a very long time now. This has been years in the making, guys. All these different revelations that Jon and Dave have been putting together. Now, some fans may not like this. I mean, let's be honest. It's not going to be for everybody. Some fans may believe that this is going to be a little too, much of an overstep by changing how you view the Revenge of the Sith film. But you know what? I think that when you look at a guy like Jon, who runs things by George, and George gave it the okay, I think that we can feel reassured. I think that we can feel a little bit relaxed over that. And if it was okay by George, and George couldn't be more excited, like Jon says, then I couldn't be more excited as well. So I think that just in a couple more days from now, you know, once season 3 starts with the first episode, you're going to have a lot of things, you know, that's going to really kind of keep you on edge, especially with the first episode, which, by the way, Jon said that even the first episode is going to kind of have a nice climax where it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat, wanting for more week by week. So yeah, I think that what they're ultimately trying to do is that, yes, adding more value to the prequels, especially starting off with Revenge of the Sith, and working from there. You know, I think that they have great things. Anyways, he goes on to conclude, this is something that was years in the making, and it took us a very long time to decide on whether or not it was best, and we can say with full honesty, and with no exaggeration, that fans are seriously going to love this and talk about this forever, once these 3 installments change that film forever. It's killing me just keeping it a secret from fans to tell everyone the truth. So, Jon Favreau, again, I mean, this guy is really the next George Lucas. Even Bob Iger said this, you guys may recall. I believe it was like 2 years ago, maybe 3, where Bob Iger said at a press interview that he sees a lot of George Lucas within Favreau. And Favreau is like the real filmmaker guy, and you got Dave Filoni, who's like the real like brains when it comes to the lore and the Legends material and how it's executed, stuff like that. Not saying that Jon doesn't know much about that, he does, believe me, but Dave is like the guy that knows all in all about Legends, because he is the protege of George Lucas. He worked very much with George Lucas even before Disney took over Lucasfilm. I mean, he was with them for a very long time, alright? Now, Dave Filoni is really working very hard on Ahsoka Season 1, and even now with a Season 2. That's his show. So, by the way, if you liked Book of Boba Fett episode, 6, I believe it was, where Luke pops up, maybe it was 7, correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys like that episode, that was a Dave Filoni episode primarily, with the help of Jon. So if you like that kind of material, that's the type of stuff you're going to see in Ahsoka. And that's the kind of stuff that I think a lot of fans really love and cherish. All that mythical and mystical side of Star Wars, right? Now, it really makes you wonder if these revelations are going to impact characters like Mace, Anakin, Grogu, other characters out there like Palpatine. What is going on here? What is Jon and Dave, as well as George, doing with Mando Season 3, 4, and Ahsoka that's going to lead up to how we change our view of Revenge of the Sith? So this is something crucial. I mean, it could upset fans, or it could really make fans ecstatic. And I think that, you know, the choice of it becoming ecstatic is more likely, because we got Jon and Dave who's running everything by George, and it's going to be a-okay, just trust me on this. I think that they know what they're doing. So overall, you know, I think that there's a lot of great things coming out of this. You're going to have great value added to the prequels, and it's going to really change how you view everything. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you guys have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear